It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good morning to you on Giving Tuesday. Today's Giving Tuesday, the day that is a great day to donate to charities of your choice. So I hope you have time to do that today and make a point to do it. And we've got some news to tell you about.
The man convicted of raping and killing his friend's 9-year-old stepdaughter in 2007 is set to be executed. Chris Collings brutally killed Rowan Ford in Stella, Missouri in November of 2007. Took police days to locate her body. They did finally find her inside a cave in Newton County, down a hole. Collings is 49 years old now. He is set to die tonight by lethal injection. Rowan was a beloved student who went everywhere in town on her bicycle, and she was at church every time the doors were open. She often got there early and sometimes even went by herself. The U.S. Supreme Court has rejected an appeal.
Man, that Rowan Ford story, it was such a big story, such a heartbreaking story back in 2007 when it happened. We were working at KY3 at the time, and it was one of that was one of the most impactful stories for us. I think the two of us in our entire time at KY3. There was Haley Owens as well, similar type story. But Rowan was the first, and man, you covered that a lot. You got to know her family very well, her mother specifically. And that was a tough one to cover, wasn't it?
It was a hard one. It was unbelievable, and I still remember it so vividly. And I remember being at her funeral as well, and just hearing her Sunday school teachers and her principal talk about her, and just knowing that she would sit on the front stair of the church and wait for everybody else to get there because she was there first oftentimes. It's terrible. Also kind of hard to believe that Chris Collings will die tonight. Covered a couple of executions and was media witness. And so that's a strange thing as well.
It is. That is an odd thing, but it's been a long time coming.
It has. It's wild. All right. Next, a house that was under construction in Greene County partially collapsed yesterday while people were working on it. This was on North Farm Road 197. 5 workers were hospitalized, several more injured. They were said to be alert and conscious when they went to the hospital, but they were laying some trusses and it just fell in on itself.
Yeah, you don't hear about that happening very often. Obviously, it shouldn't, so something went wrong there. But man, that's a scary ordeal.
Yep.
There's a special city council meeting today in Springfield to decide if the city wants to spend $75,000 to study whether it would be worth it for the city to get a new professional soccer team and build a new stadium for them to play in. The team would be part of the United Soccer Leagues and would play at a stadium that would be built at National and Traffic Way, not far from Hammons Field, just to the east. The USL is seen as a second-tier league compared to the Major League Soccer, which, of course, has teams in Kansas City and St. Louis. So see what they come up with today. I bet they look into it. Willard voters said yes to a petition initiative to have the city audited by the state, the city's finances. Finances there have been a concern for taxpayers ever since the former mayor, Corey Hendrickson, went to prison for wire fraud and identity theft. That conviction comes from his time working at Prime Trucking. But during the same time frame, he was also working as Willard's mayor. He was on the board of aldermen. So there are some concerns. No timetable yet for when the state will start that audit, but the state auditor's office is working on it in response to that citizen request.
All right. Beware of some road closures in the Galloway area. Crews are widening the road through there and building some better infrastructure for stormwater runoff. From now through Thursday, Lone Pine will be closed between the Galloway Street intersection and the northern intersection to Siquioto Park. And then after that, The other portion will be closed for them to finish up the work. That whole thing is expected to last a couple of weeks. After serving his term in the state house, Mike Stevens is running for mayor in Bolivar. He says it's a way for him to continue in public service. Some might know Mike from his former business, Stevens Pharmacy, which Citizens Memorial Hospital bought in 2019.
Okay. It's official. The number of air travelers this Thanksgiving holiday set a new record. On Sunday, the TSA screened more than 3 million people, which breaks the previous one-day record by about 74,000 people. And it was not a great weather day to fly. Some parts of the country got a lot of snow, and that canceled some flights. So it was a long day at the airport for some folks trying to get to where they were going. But the number more than 3 million people is the number of people who were checked in through airport screening.
Right.
Not necessarily
whether they made it onto their flight or not.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's a lot of people. This Friday, the public is invited to see the governor's Christmas tree and decorations at the governor's mansion in Jefferson City. The big tree, 40-foot tall spruce, was just placed outside the mansion in Jeff City. A couple from Boone County, Missouri, donated this year's tree. The lighting ceremony and candlelight tours will take place Friday evening, if you're interested.
All right. Meanwhile, the U.S. Capitol Christmas tree will be lit later this evening to officially kick off the holiday season in Washington, D.C. This year's People's Tree is an 80-foot Sitka spruce. It made the trip all the way from Alaska to the National Mall in D.C., and it has since 1964. Not always from Alaska, but there's been a tree there on display since 1964. So pretty cool tradition, and it is a sight to see.
And it will be lighted later this evening.
It will be. I know you didn't like that I said lit, but
no, I like either is acceptable.
You can break the rule as long as you know it in grammar. There you go.
It's not a rule. Either is acceptable, but
I know that you prefer lighted. And I knew you were going to call me out on it, so I was ready. You're very, very predictable.
I am predictable, if nothing else.
But hey, listen, they will teach you in journalism school. You can break the grammar rules as long as you know the rule and you can properly break it. So I can say where you're from instead of from where did you come, because that would be awkward. In broadcast news, you're writing for the ear, and that is what this is. Broadcast.
Okay. And there's your lesson, everybody.
There you go. Now you know.
You want to do contests?
Yeah, contest. It's time. We have 2 contests right now, actually, at aroundtheozarks.com. Both of them at the same website. 2 different contests with 2 very different prizes. Yep. So I will let you go first with football.
Okay, we are continuing the Branson Bowl, which has been a big hit this season as the Chiefs play. You can win tickets to the Chiefs game at Arrowhead on December 21st against the Texans. All you have to do is go around to aroundtheozarks.com, click on contests, and then click on Branson Bowl, and you'll have to enter a keyword, which I today have not yet given you. But you're going to win tickets to the Texans game on December 21st. You will also win Branson official vacation destination of the Kansas City Chiefs custom gear. So you get some stuff from Branson, which is the official vacation destination of the Kansas City Chiefs, and Around the Ozarks. And you will win tickets to the Texans game. December 21st would be an ideal Christmas gift for that Chiefs fan on your list. But the key word that you need to know, the key word is family. You're making me cough now.
I know. I'm sorry. I can't quit coughing either, but that was good. All right, everybody go play right now at aroundtheozarks.com. And then while you're there, you can also play Deck the Ozarks, which is another competition, same website, where you will submit a picture. You have until the 8th to do that. Right now it's the 3rd. So 5 more days to submit your picture. And then the audience will choose their favorite Christmas display. And whoever wins by audience choice gets a 4-pack of annual passes to Wonders of Wildlife and $100 to Jim's Steakhouse.
Wow.
So make sure you play. Make sure you take a picture. It's going to be so cute.
Yeah.
And somebody's got to win. Might as well be you. So
good
check
prizes.
them both out right now.
Good prizes. And you can go to aroundtheozarks.com. Also, while you're there, check out the events calendar. You'll find out about all of the Christmassy type things that are happening all this week. And, of course, for the weekend coming up.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for joining us. And we do hope to see you back here tomorrow morning.
See ya.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Command Family Medicine and John's Heating and Air. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, friends, and happy Tuesday. It is cold out there this morning. In fact, when I look at the map across the Ozarks, there are some teens showing up. So all the extra layers are needed in the forecast today. The wind won't be quite as strong, though, this afternoon. So that's some good news for the later hours today. Yesterday, it was just bitter cold all day. We are going to see the sunshine return today, and that happens early. So even though we are starting out in the teens and low 20s, I have us warming above the freezing point. So that'll be a nice change for many folks across the area. Waking up in the teens, though, that is the headline today. Bundle up early on. Kids need the extra layers today. We have temperatures that are going to warm to about 42 in Springfield, but I think our southern counties could get to the mid 40s, perhaps even some upper 40s today with the sunshine. It's going to feel like a heat wave after the really cold weekend weather that we had around. High pressure securely in control of our weather pattern. It means quiet weather for us here in the Ozarks, which is a nice change of pace. Quiet but cold with plenty of sunshine across the region. Mostly sunny, and then tomorrow I have 50-degree temperatures returning, so it will really feel warm. Folks in the northern counties that got a bit of that snowfall over the weekend are going to see that come to an end. It'll start melting across the region tomorrow, and we are talking about cooler weather again by the time we get to Thursday and Friday. So temperatures, bit of a roller coaster this week. Starting off very cold, of course. Today, still cooler than average. Tomorrow, a warm one before another cool down comes our way on Thursday and Friday. With the cool down tomorrow, though, it is not going to be a really cold blast that brings us any more wintry weather. I have us staying dry, very low precipitation chances in the extended forecast through the rest of this week, through the weekend. So if you haven't quite gotten the holiday decor up outdoors yet, hanging lights, things like that, Wednesday, the best choice to get that done. But we will have some dry weather ahead in the coming weekend too, if you still need some time. The extended forecast shows that numbers are going to be in the mid 50s, but we will have some cloud cover on Wednesday. Sunshine returns for us Thursday, and then the clouds are back on Friday. But I'm thinking we stay rain-free through all of those days. What's making headlines around the country? Well, it's still lake effect snow. Unbelievable snow. We're being reminded that it is now December up in the northern tier of the country. Also, with that lake effect snow is coming the cool temperatures, and below normal temperatures are happening across the eastern half of the United States. It's quiet here in the middle part of the country. We're going to hold on to high pressure for at least the middle of the week before another little cool down comes our way, and primarily to the northern plains as we round out the work week forecast. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question for the day. And I doubt this was on many plates for the Thanksgiving holiday, but I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe a version of it. What two words were combined to make the word spam? Do you think it was A, spiced ham, B, saucy ham, C, salmon ham, or D, spotted ham? None sound appetizing, but the correct answer is A, spiced ham. So congrats if that was your guess. The original maker of Spam, Hormel Foods, created this in 1937. It was originally just called Hormel Spiced Ham. The name was not so appetizing to a lot of folks. And actually, the brother of a guy who worked at Hormel Foods, he was like, hey, why don't you change the name? Call it Spam. Get rid of this spiced ham business. It's actually ground pork and ham with a special seasoning that makes it kind of salty, I guess. So it was coined Spam, and it still is. So congrats if A was your guess. Here is the question that I'll leave you with for tomorrow. This was on TV just the other day. Did you watch it? What is the name of Rudolph's girlfriend in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the television special? Do you think it is A, Ginger, B, Clarice, C, Daisy, or D, Pepper? You can let me know. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Thank you so much for listening this morning to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. And thanks to our sponsors, Command Family Medicine and John's Heating and Air. By the way, while you're on the website entering the daily Brain Twister trivia question, check out our other contests, Deck the Halls, and you can win amazing prizes just for your fantastic holiday decor. If you have awesome decorations indoors or outdoors, we are still accepting submissions and we will review some of the winners. Voting begins next week. So get your pictures submitted for Around the Ozarks Deck the Halls. You can find that contest on our website. Have a fantastic Tuesday. We'll chat again tomorrow.